Hello, everyone. Good evening to everyone. Welcome all of you this Sky High Symposium. We have already completed 50 sessions. It is our endeavor to serve the best to the members, all women members, all my beautiful, intelligent girls, I can say. And I can see the smiling faces on the screen. Labdi, Sneha, Simoni, technical support team, can you please mute yourself so that everyone can hear us properly. And once again, I welcome all of you. I think the team of WIMEC doing the excellent work, serving you the best. And as a chairperson, I have my aspiration for all of you that you reach to the highest level of your career. We are also starting up with Unleash Your Potential. Learn and excel in your areas of expertise. So we have a long series. We are starting this from 1st May. So we have 4 to 5 days. So it starts from 1st May, Monday. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 4 to 6. We will be there with all of you. It is starting from GST. We have 8 sessions of GST. So how to actually do practice in GST? So practical learning, we have the expert faculties across India to teach you. And the practical experiences, the case study based learnings. And so we request you to please enroll for this this Unleash Your Potential, which covers GST, which covers international tax, direct tax, TDS. It will also cover Ind AS, accounting, standards on auditing. It will also cover the technology, the audit trials, mandatory audit trials, how to do that and how to actually convey to the clients, the corporate laws, and all these things are covered in this series. It will be there for at least 25 sessions we'll be taking. As per the areas of choice you can connect, will also cover the soft skills. So the members who want to learn and excel in your areas of expertise, you can join for those sessions. The entire scheduling is being getting done, and we are releasing from 1st of May. So like the name suggests, I also feel unleash your potentials and excel in your areas of choice and practice. The members who are there in the job and want to come back in the practice, the members who have taken break and want to come back in the practice, members who are practicing but enhance the knowledge in that particular area, can join this series. Unleash your potential. Block your dates every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 4 to 6, with Women and Young Members Excellence Committee. It is my commitment to all of you to serve the best. With these words and opening remarks, I once again welcome my team and all the participants and speakers, Dimple and Labdi, and all the coordinators, Simoni, Sneha, Richa, and thanks to my team, Shanu, Ruchi, and Chana. With these words, I give the charge to Sneha. Over to Sneha.
Thank you, Preeti ma'am. Thank you, committee, for giving me this opportunity to introduce CA Dimple Kotak. CA Dimple Kotak is Associate Chartered Accountant. She practiced in Ganga. She is practicing in Gandhidham, Gujarat. She is young woman member of ICAI from last 2 years. She practiced in the area of income tax, GST, audit for corporate and non-corporate entity. Apart from this, her excellence is in the field of bank audits. She participated as faculty for direct taxation in TEL program organized by Gandhidham branch of WISE, which provided training to graduate and postgraduate students of commerce. CA Dimple Kotak, the stage is yours. You can start. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, Dimple, it's audible.
Yes. Uh, shall I start?
Yeah, you can.
Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. As you know, the income tax ITR season is coming, the audit season is coming. My topic is interest, commission, remuneration, salary paid by the firm to the partners of the firm. This is a very widely used topic by each and every CA practicing in the industry, because a partnership form is a constitution which is widely used by the industry, because of it, because of this topic is now important about that. So I'll start with that. What is the partnership? Partnership must be evidenced by instrument. Instrument must not be in writing on legal paper, but it is advisable that it is in writing. But it should be supported by the by written content, not on just uh, agreed agreed terms and conditions. That is just orally. So this is a partnership which is supported by the partnership deed. Now, this interest, remuneration, and commission is payable to the working partners. Now, what does mean by the working partners? Working partners means the partners who actively participate in the policies of the organization, or day-to-day functioning of the organization. They not need to be whole time devoted their time to the business of the firm. They just need to perform some activities of the business. So they can be said as the working partner. Now we will move to the salary. The firm can pay the salary to the partners for working for the firm, which is deductible from the profit of the firm. Salary which is deductible in the hands of the firm is taxable in the hands of the partner. We will talk about the Now we will talk about interest. Interest, uh, the capital which is contributed by the partner to the firm, there is a 12% simple interest per annum is allowed to be paid to the partner partner, beyond which the firm cannot pay, and beyond which it is not deductible from the profit of the firm. Now we will move to the remuneration. Remuneration is the very huge, uh, usually described thing in the act. Remuneration. There is a section 40, subsection B, which describes about the remuneration paid to the partners. There's a certain percentage given for the remuneration to be paid by the partnership firm to the partners. What There are four conditions for the remuneration. One is the remuneration should be as per the partnership deed. The remuneration should be in the permissible limits. The remuneration uh, cannot be paid prior to the for the period prior to the partnership deed, and the remuneration should be paid to the only working partners of the firm. Remuneration is a percentage of the book profit. Now, what is the book profit? Book profit is the normal profit computed as per the profit and loss statement of the firm. There should be adjustments for the which is mentioned in section 28 to 32A. Then remuneration which is already debited to the profit and loss account is to be added back to that profit. And what else you need to take care is that uh, the other three heads of the income, this will not be part of the uh, this will not be part of the book profit. The three other heads are the income from other sources, house property, and capital gain. Suppose there's a firm which made the FD deposits for the business purpose, and the firm is earning interest on that deposit. This will be counted as the book profit, as for computing the book profit of the firm, for calculation of this uh, profit, book profit. So this is about computing the book profit. Now we will see the provisions for the remuneration. What is the percentage? If the if the firm has the negative profit, then it will be rupees 1,50,000 for all the working partners for whole of the year. If the partnership firm has a book profit of up to rupees 3 lakhs, then it will be 90% of such book profit, or the 1,50,000, whichever is higher. And for book profit above rupees 3 lakhs, it will be 60% of the book profit. That's all the things you might know, or I'm just refreshing it for you. Now, there are some rulings for this. What are the rulings? Uh, uh, some judgments have come by the court, which is very important to understand. There's one judgment which is about the remuneration to the directors. The treatment of the remuneration of the directors. That directors' remuneration will be taxed as the profit from the business of profession in the hands of the director, and it will not be as the salary. There's one more judgment about this. There's one more judgment is that remuneration, all the expenditure which is done by the partner to earn that remuneration will be deductible from that remuneration. But but all are talking is about its treatment in the that partner's return. This is one more important ruling. Then we have then we have then we have another ruling uh, about the treatment of the remuneration. Is that remuneration, if if the firm is going for the is adopting the cash accounting system, then this remuneration will be, if it is credited to the account of the partner, and it is unconditionally available to the partner, then although it is just credited to the partner, it will be treated as received by the partner, and it will be taxed accordingly. So this is about the remuneration. Remuneration's provisions are written in section 40, subsection B. Hope you all hear about this accurately.
Yes, ma'am. You can please go ahead.
Okay. Um, a few more details we will talk about that. That are regarding there are few more judgments about the these provisions. One is for computing the business profit. Brought forward losses are not allowed to be deducted from the computation of for the profit. And unobserved depreciation, that one can less from the for computation of the book profit from the profit. Then all the deductions or contributions made by the firm under section 80C to 80U, that should be ignored for computing the book profit. We will discuss few more judgments about this. One is salary. One is salary. If salary is given, if salary is given to the if salary is given to the partners, to the karta of the HUF, and its personal capacity that he has worked for the firm, and it is given, then it will be charged as the, it will be treated as the salary income of his personal. And if he if he is worked, if the interest is given to the karta, to the HUF, for its contribution to the capital of the partner, then that interest will be the income of the firm and not of the karta. This is one more important judgment for the computation of the profit of the firm. These all are provisions which is written under the section 28 of the section 28 of the Income Tax Act, which is relevant for the computation of the profit of the these various topics are that are referred for the treatment of in the partners partnership firms return or partners individual return. Uh, I have covered almost all the things for this topic. Anyone have any questions regarding this? So you can ask to me.
Maitri ma'am, if you have received any question, you please ask. Or Dimple ma'am, we will ask.
Yes.
Ma'am, first, please finish your presentation first. Then Maitri ma'am will take the questions received from the participants.
Okay. I have covered almost all the things which is written in the barrack for regarding this. Now I am going to forward to my second topic, which is conversion of the asset into stock. Conversion of the capital asset into stock. What is capital asset when it is to be treated as the transfer, and what is the taxation time in this? We will discuss all these things about all these things in this session. First of all, capital asset which is converted into the stock will be treated as the transfer, which is specifically mentioned in the section 2 subsection 24 of the Income Tax Act. This type of this type of the transfer, even if the actual owner of the asset is the same person, still it will be considered as the transfer because it is specifically mentioned in the definition of the transfer. So this will be treated as the transfer, and as it is considered as the transfer, it will be the gain or the loss will be computed for this type of transfer. So the gain or the loss will be computed in the year of the actual transfer, but the tax will have to be paid in the year when finally the stock will be shifted to will be transferred to some other person, to the third person. So we'll discuss it in the detail. Suppose the stock is transferred. The stock is transferred right now. So what will be its value? So the fair market value as on the date of the transfer will be considered as the full consideration which is received for this type of the transfer. And now the asset is converted into the stock. But but let's say it will be sold in after 5 years from my business. So it will be taxed after 5 years. After 5 years, I have to calculate this tax in two parts. First, I will calculate the capital gain or loss which I have occurred. It will be from the date when I purchased that asset and I transferred it in as the converted into the stock. I will if the normal general provisions or normal treatment will be done for this portion. The normal provisions of the capital gain, which is we regularly follow or calculate the normally which we calculate, right? There's no extra thing which we need to take care. We will calculate as if it's normal, and after converting or after calculating that capital gain or loss, we will calculate the normal profit, which like we calculate in the business or profession. Like if we it's the fair market value today is rupees 5 lakhs, and after 5 years we sell it for 8 lakhs. So 8 lakhs minus 5 lakhs, 3 lakh will be our business profit. And capital gain, which we consider, which we calculate normally, it will be the normal capital gain, profit or loss, and we need to bifurcate it in long term or short term capital asset. Uh, I I just want to say that there's no such major different thing in this. It's just two things are combined in this topic: the normal business profit and normal capital gain. First, we will calculate the capital gain profit, and then we'll be calculating as the normal business or profit and profit from gain of the business or profession. This is all about conversion of the asset into stock. Uh, the asset which is not considered as the capital asset, on transfer of such asset or converting such asset into the stock, will not be treated as the capital gain or loss, like agricultural land, which originally it is not considered as the capital asset. So on conversion of such kind of asset into the stock, it will not be considered, it will not be taxable, and we will not calculate anything for that thing. This is one thing which we need to remind it, which is a special part of this topic. And there's one other part which I already explained, that the stock is the asset is converted today into the stock. We will calculate the profit up to this period. Now the sale time will be this year, today's year, and today's cost and collection rate will be used for computing the profit and gain. But the actual tax payment or its actual reporting will be in the year when the stock will be transferred to some other person. It will not be reflected in this year's return. It will be reflected when in the future return when we actually sell. These two major things are the more important in this section, which we need to remind. This is all about section 45, subsection 2, conversion of the asset into the stock in trade. This was all about the section 45 to with section 45 subsection 2, which is written in the direct. Anyone have the question regarding these two topics which I have covered?
Maitri ma'am. Maitri Mehta ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. A very good afternoon to all of you who have attended here the session conducted by Women and Young Members Excellence Committee. So, CA Dimple ji had explained the provisions of Partnership Act, and I would extend warm thanks to her to help the people understand and take an initiative of educating as well as acting as a speaker. We congratulate you and wish you success and endeavors in the journey ahead.
Thank you.
Also, now we will have our second session, which is conducted by C.A. Labdi Botadra. I would like her to come on forward and give her speak.
Timani ma'am, you please start, ma'am.
Simoni, you're not audible.
Okay, very warm evening to everyone. I want to introduce CA Labdi Botadra to all of you. She is a speaker for our second session. She has secured exemption in 5 subjects in C exams. She has also scored 99 out of 100 in computer application at university. Currently, she is working as full-time in Deloitte as a risk advisory domain. She's also associated as Athada Trust for art session to senior citizens over the weekend. She has participated as a speaker for few community social events. Had an opportunity to represent the Mumbai at WRP and COE. She is fond of sunrises and sunsets. Now I hand over the session to CA Labdi Botadra to take it further.
Thank you, Shimoni, for the introduction. Thank you very much, ICAI, for giving us this opportunity to be a speaker and to present. So, a very good evening to one and all for joining in for this webinar. So, the topic for the session is Be There for Yourself. Firstly, be there for yourself. Let me begin with narrating a quick story. Till the year 2019, end of 2019, what we all, or maybe I'll talk about myself, I was living an idle life. I was following the rule of go with the flow. However, further, close to the month of March 2020, where things started changing, it was an uncalled month for everyone. There were unpredictable changes. Coping up in the changes was difficult for everyone. Close to April, in the first week of April, around 4 a.m., where I was trying to sleep, I was full of thoughts. I was unable to sleep. I was full of thoughts. I just thought of how uncertain life is because of the changes happening around. No one predicted the lockdown. No one predicted so many deaths. So things were changing. It was very difficult to cope up with the changes. So that's when I asked myself whether are we there for ourselves? If nothing, all of us are just running the busy life, whether we are there for ourselves. So that's when I realized this rule that you need to be there for yourself, and quick few factors which I have summarized. So let's get into the session. Be there for yourself. I have summarized few factors which will actually help us master to be there for ourselves. The first one being the attitude, right attitude. What I mean is, then the second one being motivation. Third one, the personal mission statement, emotional intelligence, stress management, time management, and problem solving. These few factors will help us cater to and conquer our life a little easier, in an easy manner, by being for ourselves. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. So that is it. Okay. So if I quickly summarize our life, so basically, based on the 80-20 rule, to conquer the 80% of our life, if we master the 20%, which will be based on these few factors which I have summarized, it will help us to conquer our life in a much easier way. Although these are very simple factors which everyone is aware, but however, once implemented, it will make a lot of difference. It will be one step at a time. Talking about the first one, which is about the attitude. So what exactly is an attitude? An attitude basically refers to the readiness of a person to behave in a certain way in a situation. So it's actually a personal choice one has wherein you have to behave. Attitude, obviously, I'm talking about the positive attitude, which will bring about the changes in our life, in our day-to-day life. So it's the react and the way you react and the way you act to a situation will be called the attitude. It is obviously the positive attitude, which I mean. Quickly, let me just share a few pointers which will bring in how do you inculcate a positive attitude. Well, a positive attitude is looking at the positive side of the life. It would also mean wherein you can read few inspiring stories, a few learnings, positive affirmations, inspiring quotes, and you should also always find a few reasons to smile more often. Moving forward, okay. So this was about the attitude. Let me quickly share a theory which is related to the right attitude to build in life. Stephen's theory of circle. So in the Stephen's theory of circle, there are two concepts. One is about the circle of concern. Second is about the concern of influence. So we as an individual to master our life, we need to draw a line. We need to draw a full stop to our thoughts. So the inner circle is the circle of influence, while the outer circle is the circle of concern. So we need to know where to cater to our life to master. Basically, knowing how far your circle to influence your thoughts, it will impact your personal effectiveness. So this was a little about theory of circle, wherein you need to draw a line how many thoughts to cater to yourself. You can't keep having so many thoughts, as it will impact your overall attitude towards life. It's all about the positive attitude you need to cater to. So the first one was about the attitude. Moving forward to motivation. Also, maybe a quick pointers to have right attitude, maybe to develop the right attitude. We all of us can start having an approach of goal setting, journaling, self-talking, affirming positive affirmations, and at the end of the day, maybe we can just write down 3 to 4 things for which we are grateful for at the end of the day, since it all caters down to these things which will build in the right attitude for us to master the life. So this was about the first topic, which was the right attitude. I hope so far audible and clear. Let me quickly share with you a famous saying which says people do not decide their future, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. So if we closely relate to this quote, it is all about the habits that builds our future. So we as an individual should always cater to putting in and inculcating right habits in our day-to-day lifestyle to master our routine. The second, moving on to the second pointer, or maybe the second factor, which says motivation. Motivation is basically okay. So motivation, basically what I mean is you need to be there for yourself. You need to be your own motivator. You need to be your own friend. You need to be your own unpaid therapist. So whenever I am having a bad day, personally speaking, so what I do is I remember this quote. It's a famous quote which says, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. When the going gets tough, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Okay. So whenever any of y'all are having a bad day, what we can do is just quickly remember this quote. It will actually make a difference, because not always calling a friend, or maybe your friend's mother, or maybe mentor, or anyone, calling someone and talking it out always doesn't help. So what we can do is just remember this quote, and it will surely make a difference. This is what helps for me. I hope it helps you all too. Further, also there is this very famous concept, or maybe a famous quote, which says connect the dot rules. What is it all about connecting the dots? You need to remember one thing, that everything is already planned and scripted. We all are just living in the story. Although it doesn't really sound very practical, but this is what, if you start thinking it that way, it is all planned, scripted. We are just connecting the dots. So if you try doing this once, you will actually get into this habit of believing and trusting the process. And you need to keep having that faith that things are rightly planned for me. You're just walking in the story. So the famous quote which says that connect the dots. You need to look forward in life to connect the dots and start building this practice of actually doing this often, say maybe once a month, or maybe things when you don't see clarity in your life ahead, That's when you should start to practice this rule of connect the dots, and you will yourself realize that, well, yes, things are actually happening because things are connected in a smooth way, and it's a story. When you connect the dots, you will actually lead to a story, your own story. Also further, suppose motivation. So we are at the topic which is talking about the motivation. So basically, to be motivated in life, you need to ideally have a purpose. To live a purposeful life, to be motivated to get up each day, to work for yourself, to make a life which is worth living. So to find a purpose, it's not so easy because you'll be full of thoughts. You are just running a busy life. So to find a purpose in life, what one has to do is maybe with the help of this famous Japanese philosophy, which is Ikigai, you can also maybe read the book. It is very well explained in the book Ikigai. It is all talking about the purpose. It is finding the purpose of life, that what are you living for, this life that you've got. You have to make it worth. So the concept of Ikigai ideally talks about four main broad pointers, which says something which will help you to find what you love, what the world needs, well, what can be paid for, and what are you actually good at. So take out some time. I'm sure a few of you all must be already knowing this about this book, but if not, just give this a try, and it will actually help you find the purpose of your life for which you are running and living a happy life. So far, two topics are done. The first one being the right attitude. Second one is being there for yourself to motivate yourself. Moving forward to the third topic being personal mission statement. Well, what I mean with the personal mission statement is that you need to create a roadmap for yourself. You need to have a vision for yourself, wherein where are you in coming 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the line, or whether you're walking in the path which is ideally what you are wanting in life and not just going with the flow. So, personal mission statement is basically first, what you need to understand is that once you create a roadmap for yourself, it will help you bring clarity and thoughts. Second, if you start inculcating with one step at a time, it will actually help you cater to a lot of goals, and it will actually help you to reach your goals easier and in a more efficient manner. So this was of the personal mission statement. Well, personal mission statement is very subjective because everyone has different roles, goals, and motives in life to live. But however, broadly, theoretically, if you follow the five-step model of this five-step model, wherein a personal mission statement. So, what is the personal mission statement? Says that ideally you need to identify a few past successes. You need to identify a couple of core values in your life. Which are really important to you, which you can't go against. Further, identify a few contributions that you've made in life and which you are good at. You need to identify a few goals. Goals could be obviously short-term goals and long-term goals. Only if you can meet your short-term goals, ideally only then can you meet your long-term goals. Otherwise, it doesn't go. It actually goes hand in. You ultimately write your mission statement, put it in front of your desk, and it will actually motivate you each day to run behind it and to work for it. That's how it actually helps most of the ones who have actually achieved success. They follow these simple theories, and achieving success gets little more easier compared to just working hard. So far we did the three topics. First one, again, I'm just running through so that it's not just one way I'm speaking. So I'm just repeating it. That's the reason I'm repeating it. So the first one we covered was attitude, second being motivation, third being personal mission statement, and fourth being emotional intelligence. Well, moving forward to the fourth one, which is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Well, emotional intelligence is something which is obviously related to the intelligence, but it says that it is related to the emotional side of life. It is all about bringing in the balance of your thoughts, your emotions in a particular situation. Well, how well can you handle a situation? It is not always about being practical. It is not always about being emotional. You need to bridge in the gap between two, and you need to have the right amount of balance to conquer this at the time of decision making. You need to be smart enough to know where to put a full stop to your emotions and where to bring in the room for being having the practical approach is what I mean. Emotional intelligence also caters to a few factors wherein it includes a lot of factors, like, I mean, a lot of things such as, like, it's all about having empathy, having the right communication, doing a set of self-analysis, self-assessment, say good amount of self-confidence, emotional awareness of bringing in the balance of your thoughts, and sometimes being vocal about your thoughts is the right way also. Being committed to your thoughts, being committed to your emotions, being self-motivated, building bonds, being trustworthy, having integrity and empathy, and the self-control of your thoughts as well. So this was about the emotional intelligence, which was actually short because it's a little subjective of how well can you play with your emotions and at the same time crack the bridge between the two of your emotions and being practical. So this is all, it's actually practically, once you reach out to a situation, it will be better, like, to actually implement it. Fifth point, being stress management. So it's like all of us obviously run through some kind of stress each day. Let that be project timelines, let that be waking up early in the morning, or let that be building in a new habit, or maybe any other new thing which you do. You obviously, there is stress in each one's life. There is no one who will be just saying that I don't have stress, there's nothing, I'm sorted with my life. So, how do we cater to the stress management? So, a very few guidelines, which are obviously very basic, and I would say it's obviously everyone knows about this, that it's that simple. But once you actually do it and implement it and make this a habit, start practicing it, it actually helps. Trust me on this, it actually helps. So, stress management, a quick pointers would be if you include humor in your day. Well, if you start talking to yourself, if you actually start, like, start talking to yourself at the end of the day, maybe for a minute, but it makes the difference. Also, maybe if you go for a walk in the nature, so I have started this habit that at least once in a month I go down, I mean, I go to the woods and I just walk in the nature. I don't use my phone, I'm just walking, and trust me, it actually makes a difference. I really feel good. So nature does its work well. So yeah, it actually helps as a stress buster. Further, a few pointers would be maybe taking a few power naps in between, like, in between the busy, hectic day. You can also do something which gives you a feel good factor. A feel good factor for each one will be different. Maybe you can also try implementing or rewarding of yourself. Like, you do something which will reward you, so that will help you to motivate you and it will keep you going for the rest of your day and your routine. You can also start keeping some time, maybe over the weekends or during the day, keep some time for the hobby. It will actually help you feel good. You need to understand one thing: for being to relieve your stress, you need to start being your unpaid therapist for yourself. You need to start being your for yourself literally. You need to start talking to yourself. It's not only about self love, it's way beyond that. So this was a little about stress management. Moving forward, I would say the second last topic amongst the 7 topics which we covered, which we are going to cover in total 7. So the sixth one is the time management. I hope so far going smooth. Uh, Sixth one being time management. Exactly what I mean by time management is all of us need to manage our time very well. All of us have 24 hours. What we need to conquer is how well do we prioritize our tasks which need to be done first, and the ones, like, we need to prioritize the ones we need to cover first, and then the second half. There's a famous matrix which will help us to prioritize, wherein it's called the urgent important matrix. Well, what is it? It says that you need to divide your task into such a way wherein you can divide into four categories. One being the urgent and the important one. A few may be not urgent but important. Another third category being urgent and not important, and well, the fourth one being not urgent and not important. So if you prioritize and categorize your work into this category, it will help you achieve all the more tasks in a given day to cover. So some tasks which are urgent, well, important, you need to understand, well, you need to manage them. You need to give them as your top first priority. Well, at the same time, something which is important, but ideally not very urgent at that given day. So you need to give it on a focus, but you need to keep it for the second half of the day or maybe within the week. Another thing which is something which is urgent, well, it is not important. So again, you need to categorize it that in between breaks or something, you can just cover up on doing that. The fourth category being not urgent and not important would be something which you need to avoid during your productive hours. Only then you would lead to more number of productive hours. And it will bring in a balance of achieving your goals and your given tasks for the day, like completing your targets for the day. This is how it will help you. Uh, Although a very easy matrix, but try doing this once, it will help you achieve better outcome. The seventh one and the last amongst the chart which I showed you at the first go, problem solving. What is the problem solving? Basically, problem solving says that everyone comes through a situation wherein you need to tackle it. But how well do you tackle a situation is what actually leads to the results of and the results, consequences, and the causes ahead. So, problem solving ideally means that first, what you need to do is you need to actually analyze the problem well with the rule of 5 W's and an H. Uh, it says that what you need to do is you need to do a very brief analysis of the problem. Says that who, what, when, why, where, how. So basically, a very detailed. If you come across a problem and if you try answering 5 to 6 of these questions to it, you will actually lead to a complete analysis of the problem. You will have a clear picture how to go about things with the help of this 5 W and an H, which is a who, what, when, why, where, how. So completing these questions will be subjective based on the situation and based on the problem which is come forward and based on the results you're looking forward to based on this problem. So this is about it. So it was about defining the problem. You can look at the potential causes for the problem. You can look for the alternatives to resolve. Selecting an approach to resolve also makes a difference. Plan the implementation. Try to monitor whether how well so far, how is it going, and you need to also verify if it requires any changes, and that's when you can be in a better position to basically solve the problem and the situation. Okay, so this was quickly about the 7 points which I shared on the first go. Okay, well, let me just share. Yeah. So I hope the 7 points which were shared were clear. So far, anything, please feel free to maybe share in some story which you all can relate to any of these topics or maybe any questions. I'll be, it'll be great. Yeah, so the chart which I showed was about the attitude, motivation, personal mission statement, emotional intelligence, stress management, time management, and problem solving. So closely, I've tried to quickly throw in light on each of these topics. And yeah, I mean, I hope this helps. These small steps in each day, if we inculcate, it will be of great help. Also, if I can just quickly share with you a few quotes which actually help me run my day well, would be I can't see the screen. Yeah. So there are these. So these are the 5 to 6 phrases or whatever quotes or inspiring quotes which helps. So something which says let it go. So some situations which are based on uncertainty, which you don't know why are things happening with you this way. So it's just a small phrase, let it go. But if you actually speak it out or start believing in these 3 words, it actually makes a difference. And you will start seeing clarity in the problem or the situation which was a little vague prior. Then second thing which I already discussed was about the connect the dots. I actually practiced the connect the dot rule and I have loved this practice and I've been doing it over now for almost like a year or maybe more, and I'm very fond of this rule. So that's how I see clarity and I keep trusting that no, things are happening in the right way. The third one being everything eventually happens is everything eventually happens speaks for itself. Like, yes, everything eventually happens. You are actually going to get everything what is designed and what you're looking for. The fourth one being time heals everything. And the fifth one being trust the process. Everything happens for the good reason and for the best reason. Um, so that's it from my end. Ruchi ma'am, any questions, any discussion, any follow-ups?
Thank you so much, Labdi, for the wonderful session. I have really enjoyed your session, and one of
Thank you so much.
Bhavani Shankar Paul has also given the comment that your session is very good, the nice session commented.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you
Very
so much
good.
for the wonderful session. I would like to ask one thing about your
Sure.
session. That sometimes I also believe on be ourselves, but it goes negative from others that other person thinks sometimes that the person or you are a self-centered. So how to give difference between that be yourself or
Okay. So you're trying to say some people might feel that you are self-centered.
okay.
Okay. No. So this doesn't really mean that you stop yourself from being with others or you don't consult others. This is absolutely not. This is for your internal follow-up. This is for your internal results, which you actually don't have to go telling about people that I don't need you. I am there for myself. It's a daily thing which you start inculcating. I mean, it's just that if you want to master the 80% of your life, which all of us are actually living, this 20% of it, if we cater and master to with these simple, like self-motivating, reading positive thoughts, talking to yourself, going for a walk in the nature, it's such a simple thing. But if we start doing this, it make our life so easy. So it's nothing to do with others feeling that you are being self-centered or something. It's absolutely not. There's nothing to do with you being an introvert or something. It's just the simple self practice or few things, or maybe it's actually a rule to live life in a more sensible and a more organized manner, wherein you have a roadmap, you know what is next, I mean, even if there's no one, you don't need to take approvals or decisions or from someone else. You are there for yourself and you are vouching on your decisions, you are vouching on what you're living happily, and you trust that whatever is happening absolutely in the right faith and with the right intentions, and that everything is going to flow in with the right way, the way it is planned for me, which obviously we won't know because it is about to connect the dots. But you have to trust that whatever is going to happen next, it's going to happen the right way, and God has planned for us everything very well. For each one of us, it's like a story which each one of us actually end up sharing. Everyone is living a individual life, it's like everyone has a story to share, which none of us really know that we are living a story. So it's about the connect the dots rule. At the end of the day, I would just say, just keep connecting the dots, and you'll be like through. I mean, you'll be like, wow, there is no uncertainty, or there is nothing which, like, there's no confusion to life. You'll start believing every situation, every problem in a very positive and a brighter side. Okay, this happened because this was to happen. Okay, this is going to happen because this was happening previously. So it'll actually bridge in the between the two situations, between the two problems and everything. I mean, trust me, it will make life very easy. So I would say, and I would personally request to start practicing. If we all are not doing this, it will actually make a big difference. And I would also be more than happy to receive maybe a message or a feedback, or maybe a story, or maybe if you start implementing this and if it works out for you all, please drop in a message. I would be more than happy to read it, maybe on any social media, maybe LinkedIn or anywhere we could just connect, and anything, I'll be more than happy. Anything else, Ruchi ma'am? I hope it answered the query.
Yeah, definitely, and wonderful question and wonderfully answered by you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rabbi. And now I thank you for the session, for the chairman of the committee, Women and
Sure.
Young Members Excellence Committee, and the technical session by Labdi ma'am and Dimple ma'am.
Sure.
And I really thank to all the participants who attended the session. And now I request the technical team to please wind up the session. Thank you all.
Thanks for joining in. Thanks for listening to the whole webinar. It was a great session. Thanks for giving us this opportunity. ICAI, very grateful for this opportunity.